reality, a paycheck reality. I heard that the other day. I was listening to one of my online mentors, and he dropped that out of his mouth. And as a marketer, I hear words and they just, start doing wonderful things in my head. And he says, a paycheck reality. And it made me start thinking about there is a reality about a paycheck. It ain't enough. A paycheck is no longer enough for us to achieve the things we want to achieve, for us to tithe the way we want to tithe, for us to enjoy life the way we want to enjoy life. When I hear people say, and I hear my entrepreneurs say, hey, life be lifing, I guarantee you that most of it has to do with something financial. Today, I want to talk about escaping the paycheck reality. And I want to be an example. I'm going to do everything I can. I'm not going to put a lot of stuff up on the screen. I'll literally put just where you can contact me so I can walk you through some of these hows. But usually I got stuff scrolling. I'm saying buy me coffees and all that kind of stuff. I literally today want to show you the tools and tips and tricks that I'm using, that I use personally to have escaped the paycheck reality. And that paycheck reality, again, is that it's not enough. Why do I do what I'm doing now? Why have I been coming on live every single day? Is to hopefully help somebody unlock some part of their personality to where they go, I can no longer live by the paycheck either. I got to go create stuff for myself. And I talk about creating these digital assets, these digital properties, if you will, right? When I tell people digital property, they go, what are you talking about? And I'm talking about digital property because digital property are those things like digital products, like domains, like websites, like vibe coded tools, like micro SaaS tools. I will be talking more about that in the next 15 days. This is day 15. I have not missed a day. One day I was late, but that's it. It's because I want you to get this stuff. I want you to be able to go, man, if that guy can do it, I can do it. So I'm going to be talking about the paycheck reality. I'm going to show you some of the tools that I use to have escaped the paycheck reality, that it's not enough. And hopefully from today's talk and today's workshop, you're once again inspired. That's all. That's it. This is the why I'm doing this. Like I say, I'm not going to put a whole bunch of stuff on screen, have stuff scrolling and be like, the guy is always asking for this, that, and the third, whatever it is. That's fine. But I am going to say, if you want to work with me, let's go ahead and do that. All right. So I'll put that on the screen. That's it. This is my calendar. Get on my calendar. That's all I'm putting on today. But here's what we're going to be doing right now. First thing, I'm going to show you what we have been talking about. If you're brand new, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm literally going to show the whole screen so that hopefully you guys can see that too. All right. Now, here is, let me double check, make sure I got the right screen up. This one. This is what we have been going over these 30 days. This is the challenge. And today it's just a little more subtle. I'm literally going out there saying the paycheck reality is I'm watching a lot of my friends lose their jobs. I'm watching a lot of businesses that were good businesses close or be sold. It's breaking my heart. So I say I need to do more of these. The other day, I guarantee I'm telling you 100%, I was going to come on and do a live all day. I was going to Kai Sanat that thing because I had so much that I wanted to share, some things that I was doing in the AI space. And then somebody sent a note and says, hey, could you make this stuff that you're talking about more practical? And I thought, well, AI is where we're at right now. We got it. It's like early internet. People were talking about it, right? And then some people were going, "No, I don't want to hear about this internet thing." And it started decimating, literally decimating jobs. And the people that didn't listen, well, they suffered. So I decided that I'm not going to let that happen to us. You hear me? We're going to get on here and we're going to create these things. We're going to create from our ideas. Y'all got a million of them. I know. We're going to create digital products like this. This happens to be one of them. We're going to be putting them on places like this, right? This is my Amazon page. If you go to my Amazon page, you can see that. If you go to my PayHip store, I'm going to show you the receipts. I'm going to show you the stuff that I create, the digital products, the digital assets, so that they go out there like little seeds and grow. Now, again, this is for educational purposes. I'm not giving you financial advice. Here's my disclaimer that people that try to make money like this, make money online, make money offline, whatever it is, they make nothing sometimes. So, what I'm saying is not typical, implied, guaranteed, or even promised. People do this stuff and fail. And it's for a particular reason. They won't market, they won't get on lives, they won't all these different things, right? Creating products is not the end of it. So here it is, the 30-day challenge. It's what we're in right now. You're already signed up, so you don't have to listen to this. This was an ad that I was running talking about it. And I've been doing this kind of in stealth. Somebody was asking me, it says, "Hey man, you could have a lot more people on." I says, "Well, I just want to do this in stealth a little bit. Maybe next month, if I decide to do this again, I'll go into it." But here's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be creating these things. I've been showing you every single week. Every single week, I have been showing you different things. 14 days of tools and tips. I put them in the description field. I put them here. Then I go on Facebook and says, "Hey, if you missed today's live, here is," I didn't do it for today. Here is the PowerPoint, or not the PowerPoint. I don't use PowerPoints. So here is the presentation. So I give that to you too, right? And I say, "Hey, give me an email and I'll send it to you," or you go over to the page, you can get it. So here it is. Look at this. Now, I said that I would keep myself with rails. You'll appreciate that. These are my rails. In other words, I will have something that I can look at and go through this. Now, did y'all want to hear the music? Remember, I had been yesterday, I left you some information about how to get this music creator AI, right? And this is some of the music that is created. Yesterday was really on fire. I loved it. Well, who cares if I loved it, right? But I think from what I was hearing, people were like, "Oh, that was really good. I didn't know you can create," get this, music from a transcript. This is what I created yesterday from a transcript, y'all. Watch this. I'm gonna let you listen to it. Remember that? And then the other day, I created this one and this one. I like that. They all kind of sound, but it was based on information I put in that says, "Hey, you kind of know me prompt wise." Into chat gpt, I took it from chat gpt, then I put it in this music creator, and music creator came up with this stuff. And I was like, "Man, I can vibe to that." But when I showed you yesterday was so cool. Hopefully y'all thought it was cool too. I says, "Hey, here's a from when I was talking about how thumbnails was like gold." So if you missed yesterday, go ahead and grab that. And this is from 2015, that Lynn and I did something from 2015, and I put it into ChatGPT and says, "Hey, if this were a song prompt, what would the song prompt be?" You want me to show you this stuff? I will. I'm not gonna put a whole bunch of stuff on screen because I want to go and talk about this breaking free from paycheck reality, right? Paycheck reality. Here it is. The hard truth. Y'all know it. Income, expenses, they don't always match, right? Life be lifing. Bills be billing, right? And I'm telling you, I want to help all of us break free of this by showing you some of the things that I create, showing you the tools that I use to create them, and going from there. Here's the trap. Look at this. We know this trap. Wallet's empty. We get our paycheck. Now, not this ain't everybody. Some people have been able to achieve a level of screw you money. All right. So if the boss gets in there and talks too much smack, you can go, screw you, buddy. I'm out. We don't often do that, but some of us have done that. But here's what happens. Paycheck comes in, we hit the deposits, bills go out, rents, utilities, debts, and then we're back to zero with nothing left. I try not to do this. I was reading a good book the other day. I should find that book. It was called Profit First. Try to remember that. Profit First. Excellent book. It says you pay you first. And in business, this is what we do. We talk about paying ourselves first. Let's go on. I'm not going to make this one a long one, I hope, because I want to just get in here and tell you why I do this stuff. What's important about this? Paycheck reality. What paycheck reality actually means is that the numbers ain't lying. Look at this. Rent and mortgage eats up 30 to 40% of income. And then we got to feed ourselves. Bills and groceries, that's 80%. No buffer, no emergency funds. Oftentimes little money left over. Now, that to me is a travesty. I'm literally upset about it. And that's why I teach entrepreneurship. That's why I call myself the Monetize Your Life guy, because I want you to be able to look at pieces and parts of your life and say, man, I need to do something. I got skills. I went to school, or I got the school of hard knocks. What about that? School of hard knocks. I've survived this, that, and the third. And now I want to show you how to take that and monetize it. I do several collaborations. I got like 3 collaborations going. One I got with Ashley Powell, and we do something in the workforce space. I've got one with Liz Blanding, and we do some work in. I bring business. She's in the trauma space, so I do. We do a financial trauma series. I come with the business stuff. She comes with the how and helping you unwrap the trauma. And then I do something with my buddy Rob. Every week we're talking about businesses, how to help them. And you think your boy is busy? I'm not busy enough. And I promise you, I'm going to get busier, because this is important. This is the paycheck reality is that we don't have enough money. We don't have enough money. Christmas times comes, it's stress. And then after Christmas, somebody didn't get paid. I used to have real estate, and I knew every Christmas, come January, they're gonna be late on their rent, and oftentimes that was the case. Late on their rent, man. And I was lucky enough to try to mitigate some of that by not always raising the rent, and I would do special things like getting rent paid every week, because some people need to get it out of their hands. So let's get into this a little bit, and then I'm going to share some of the things that I do. Here's a dream versus reality. This is the pain. This is what we want. Travel and adventure. What does that mean? Well, I want to travel some places. I want to get on some cruises and all that kind of stuff. I want to save and invest. And I don't believe just in the saving for retirement, because sometimes you get old or something happens to you. And you're going, man, I thought I was going to retire, and I got sick or something like that. So I like to talk about retiring right now. I've done it a couple of times, not successfully, because the pile will go down really, really fast when you retire young. Just saying. We want financial security, what that means. But here's the one that we really should be wanting: time freedom. Time freedom. Remember how I was telling y'all that I went to bed the other day at 4 a.m. Now, this ain't talking about me. I'm not saying, hey, Randy, this is a big old brag fest. That ain't it. I am fired up today because I want us to talk about breaking free from this paycheck reality, and that reality being we don't have enough. That's this talk, this workshop. And then I want to show you some things that I do. So I'm saying to you, you can do them too. And then still invite you, get on my calendar, invite you. If you want me to work with you on it, I'll work with you on it. And you get to pay what you want for the month of December. Who does that? But look at this. What your bills allow: barely covering the rent, living expenses to expenses. Expenses to expenses. You ever heard that one? Constant financial stress, trading time for dollars. Now, if I talk about that too long, I will start literally melting over here with a feeling like I know how that feels. 12 hours of my life, I sat on a forklift, right, in the heat. Yeah, that's a reality. And then I started doing some different things. And I'm going to be showing you some of those different things. I started writing books and doing stuff. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The uncomfortable truth: your job gives you a paycheck, but one income stream will never be enough to break free from this cycle. The math is simple. One job equals a ceiling on your earning potential. Now, you may go, hey, Captain Obvious just showed up. I know this already. Well, if you know this already and it's painful enough, then what I've been doing here for the last 14 days, now day 15, showing you other ways, even if some of it you're kind of going, I don't get this AI stuff. Well, let's learn it. I'm showing you. Remember, I told yesterday, I said, I'm going to be showing you how to learn, create, launch, then hopefully get paid. And again, I say that from this perspective. We're building something here. We're not just saying, oh, it's a little side hustle. What? That's like a side marriage. I don't have that. It works out for nobody. We're going to make this the thing. We're going to work it like the thing. I don't care if you do a job, which is fine, and you give to your business. We don't cheat on them. We give the time to them. If you're going to give your job 8 hours, give that business 8 hours, 16 hours, and then sleep 8. Yeah, I said it. I know. That's going to make somebody mad. That's fine. Here's this. Why your job isn't the answer. Income ceiling, number one. We got that. Salary cap exists in every position. Raises rarely keep up with inflation, so you lose money every year. Time for money trade. You can only work so many hours. Now, some people are making this work. They've reduced their expenses down to almost nothing. They've paid off houses and all that kind of stuff. I got good friends that do that. They're like, look, I'm paying off my house because I don't want that pressure. I don't want that. Right? Now, that's the Dave Ramsey way. And then you have Robert Kiyosaki come in there and says, man, I ain't paying off nothing. Everything is in debt, but I got a pile in the bank. I like to say, well, if I had to go to the store with a paid off house to buy some bread, could I? Now, I'm not knocking it, because some people, we just want to feel that that's not the thing that could happen. We don't want to lose the house, kind of a thing, right? Okay, great. But now we need to be building other things that I'm showing you right now that helps us continue to express ourselves better, even. And like I said, sometimes you want to tithe more. All right, so let's give yourself a goal. Let's tithe 10%. Right? And if you say, well, what is 10%? Well, what if you tithed 100 grand? I see a guy that I know. He's out there giving out hundreds of thousands of dollars because he had a good year. I'm proud of that guy. Right? He don't need me to be proud of him. He said something very key. I showed up every day when others wouldn't. I did these stock things when others wouldn't. And you look at his success, and you can be over there mad at it if you want to. Or you can say, I can do that. He just gave time to the thing. And then he got smart about stuff. And now he's in a position that he can tithe hundreds of thousands of dollars. Tithe hundreds of thousands of dollars. And even doing that has exploded his business even more. Now he's into a whole nother stratosphere. And that's beautiful. Every time I see him post on LinkedIn, I'm like, Chris, get it, man. Get it. Right? So here it is. Single point of failure. That part we have to mitigate for what could fail and mess up our money. Lose your job, lose everything. No backup, no safety net. That's why I do this stuff. I'm on here talking about how do we get toward real paths to more money. I've got this program that I call Pathway to Payday, and I usually use it in the entrepreneur space. If y'all want me to activate that thing, I will. Pathway to Payday, and it's on fire, man. Every time I talk to the entrepreneurs about it, they go nuts because I show them you can do these things, doom, doom, doom. Now they're starting businesses or expanding businesses and all that kind of stuff. And I say we can do these things to help that business. And that's why they love it. It's I gotta update it. It's getting a little long in the tooth, if you ever heard that term, right? Every time I tell my wife that, she says, "Bro, how old are you?" I said, "I'm young. That's how old I am." Right? But I've heard that term and it fits. A little long in the tooth. So I gotta update it. I get a chance to update it. But the point is that pathway to prosperity. I says, now if I built you a pathway and you see it, now we think pathway, somebody's walked on the grass and it's a path. Now you go look at the path. How many of us are gonna go, yeah, I think I'm gonna go over here where the tall grass is? We don't do it. So I'm showing you this, building a pathway for you so that we can get in and add more value. The marketplace rewards those who solve problems and create value. Solves problems. I literally go around looking for problems because I can code something up and solve it with that. Sometimes I say, well, what's your problem? Well, my problem is this, that, and the third. So I say, well, solve that first. So when you put said tool or said idea out there in the marketplace, at least you got one customer that's happy, and that's you. Are y'all with me? So it is in doing that we have at least a chance to say, well, I solved my problem. I don't care if nobody else wanted it. I wanted it. We're going to go out and build solutions. We're going to use skills to build solutions. I'm going to be showing you a lot of stuff. Come along. I got the get on my calendar right up there. Still for the month of December, it is pay what you want pricing. I've had friends already take me up on that. Friends saying, man, I want. It's like, bro, you know me. It says, yeah. And I know you know some stuff. So let's jam, bro. What's up? Get paid. Value equal income. Here's one of the key things: starting something beyond your job. You've learned stuff. That job has taught you some stuff. I don't care if it's digging ditches. Drive. You know a way that you probably could dig that ditch a little bit better. But if you've got the kind of job that you said that they have rewarded you with not only time but income, you've got a skill set that's like yesterday. Like I said, you're sitting on a gold mine with all these thumb drives. All these thumb drives were like gold mines because of what was in them. If you ain't see yesterday's, jump on it. It'll be over on YouTube. It'll be in the live section. Check it out. Look at it. Put your earphones on and just run them all. Here it is. Build a side business. Online stores, service business, digital products. Own your earning potential. Own it. You see this? Look at this keyword right there. Own your earning potential. So let's see if I got this right. I get to own how much I make. What is that going to be based on? Well, how much time you put into a thing. Now, again, results are not typical, implied, or guaranteed. This is for educational purposes. I am not giving you financial advice. I am literally educating you on what's possible. And then I'm going to show you a couple of things here coming up of stuff that I do that is putting value out there into the marketplace. So if you can look at what I do and look at it not as a brag, but a blueprint. That's the key. Blueprint. I don't brag, but I will blueprint on you. I'll show you. Do this. Try this. Here, come here. I'll show you. Oh, no, I'll show you. Walk with me. I was in I'll give me an example, something that happened the other day. So I'm sitting with a guy, and I mentioned this a couple of them ago. And I'm showing him this stuff. Dude, as soon as I showed him this one unlock, right? That's like one of those GPT terms, isn't it? One unlock. And he jumps up and was like, oh my gosh. People were looking at him like, hey, you okay, buddy? He's like, if I was in church, I'd say amen. Y'all want to hear something else? Let's try this one. Yeah, let's loop that. There we go. It's a little slower build, but dig it. Own your earning potential. We're going to create content like I had been talking about. We're going to create content like crazy. We're going to be putting out stuff on YouTube. We're going to be doing courses, newsletters, all of that stuff. We're going to build this right here, build assets that pay repeatedly. That's why I've been doing this stuff for I'll be doing this for 90 days. And I'm actually teasing with the possibility of just continuing it on. But you won't be able to hire me for pay what you want prices, just saying. But I'll still go, I got a lot more to share with you. And then we're going to invest strategically. That could be real estate. It could be stocks. If it's stocks, I'm gonna just send you over to Chris Sane. He's jamming over in that spot. But when we talk about digital assets, I'm your guy. I'm gonna help you monetize your life with all of it. Businesses, we want to make money work for you. That's the key. Like I said, I'm not gonna keep you long today because I says, let's get it. Let's get it. Show you this stuff, and then boom. Hopefully you get inspired to go out there and say, hey, dude just showed me. I'm getting ready to get after it. All right. So solving bigger problems, that's the value equation, right? I literally look for problems now because I've got tools that I can go, if that's a problem, let me see if I can code something up really, really quick and then put it out in the marketplace, go fast and see if it can make me some money. Now we touched on that earlier, like maybe lives one through 5. I was showing you some tools, but people were like, "Bro, I don't know what to say. I haven't seen this stuff." So I was like, maybe I better not do that. But if you want me to show more of those kinds of tools and how I use them on a day-to-day basis, let me know in the description field. Remember, I said I'm trying to get to 10. There is no try. I am going to get to 10,000 subscribers. Although subscribers don't matter as much anymore, but I just decided I want to get to 10,000 subscribers in 100 days or less. Help me do it. Send this stuff and says, stop what you're doing. All right. Creating unique solutions. Now you've got all kinds of smarts. You're pretty smart. You solve stuff all the time for people. Now it's time to build stuff that we can put out there and scale. Is that making sense? Well, if that is making sense, what's your next move? Here's the one thing I had to do a long time ago. I had to face my paycheck reality and realize that, and I got laid off. That was the reality, that that paycheck could go bye-bye. So sometimes you may have to do, I don't like calling them budgets, but sometimes you put here's what's coming in, here's what's going out. And I go, here's what's coming to me. I went and made that money. I line them darn bills up, man. And then I literally take a look at them and says, do I really need that? Now I ain't gonna mess with my coffee. Don't be playing with me on my coffee. But my coffee's like $5. That's when I ask people to buy me coffee, I was like, it's $5. Okay. Identify your value. This is one of the things that is very difficult for people sometimes because they just go to work. They think they're a cog in a wheel. You are not, ma'am. You are not, sir. You are not a cog in a wheel. We start looking at what problems we can solve. Now, I don't look for what business can I start. I literally came from a live coaching session today, 2-hour coaching session. And in this coaching session, I kept hearing the entrepreneurs say, things that they were doing with their business, and it was backwards. It literally was backwards. I was like, no, what I'd like you to consider doing is going to get a customer. Don't build nothing before you get your customer. Find the problem, find who has the problem, find out where they are, craft a solution, go find a solution off the shelf, point them to it, get a commission as an affiliate. Build something, say, here, I built this for you. I do it all the time. I'll go build stuff for people and I'll say, here, I got a guy in the mall that I'm going to build him a landing page. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have one, but I'm going to find his business and I'm going to build him a landing page. And then I'm going to say, here, See if more people will come to you because you have this and a way to get in touch with you a different way other than having to go to the mall and find you. I do this a lot. I'll build stuff for people, send it to them and says, you can have this, or would you like to work together? You don't have to wait anymore. Taking action now, that's the key. Your bills, your job pays the bill, your value to the marketplace will create wealth for you. Again, Captain Obvious just showed up. You know this. You know this. It's in you. I can feel it. You've been saying it to yourself. Let me show you a couple things that I do. That's how I jam. Get down. All right. So here's some stuff, right? This is over at my Pay Hip store. Thriving in chaos. This is something I created with my buddy Rob. It's a webinar. It's a pay. Remember, look at this. 0 plus is pay what you want pricing. There's this right here. This sells. All right. Now, I did this a long time ago because you still see CDs. That's good, right? Still see CDs. But this is when I was talking, I did this with a collaborator, Zena Patillo, and we created this series here. It was for basic people that wanted to start stuff. It was a mindset course. I'm really going to redo this course. Get rid of CDs, obviously, and then put it in a different format and put it out for sale. This one right here was Introduction to Screenwriting. I was working with some people that produce movies and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, man, what would be interesting is that just an introduction to screenwriting. This is before we had AI and all that kind of stuff. Now, this right here, Execute Like a Boss, this journal planner, fire. I literally have people buy it, take the pages out, put it in a 3-ring binder, nothing fancy. Because when we get fancy, it's like, oh my gosh, I got to show up in a fancy. No. 3-ring binder, that thing. And then every day, they write little things to themselves in it. And it had all these little things. It was really kind of neat. I really enjoyed building this. And this was a lot of fun when people get it and they go, wow, this really helped me. And then this is kind of one of my signature things, right? Six ways how to monetize your life, how to turn just about anything into cash in your pockets. And then this was when the pandemic was happening, and people was at the crib, and me and Sherry Munsell, we collaborated on this one, man. We sold the heck out of this thing. And this one right here, here's what I want to share with you. What I've been able to do from time to time is repurpose content. And I want to share how that happens. Maybe in some of the upcoming lives, I'll talk about all we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to repurpose content. So I took an old book called Reluctant Entrepreneur, and I says, well, I'm no longer that guy. I've grown. This is going to be you. Here's your life. Here's what you're doing now. Now we have the chance, because you have content, you can create more content from it. So I created a series, Reluctant Entrepreneur No More, audiobook, Reluctant Entrepreneur No More, the bundle, ebook with the audio. And then this one was Reluctant Entrepreneur No More. You're no longer an entrepreneur, so your life has changed. Well, if your life has changed, then let's talk about how that change might look and help people change too. Y'all see it? You may go, oh my gosh, I don't want to make money. Okay, that's fine. Would you like to have an impact on the world? Just a question. Would you like to have an impact on the world? If you would like to have an impact on the world, then let that be your goal. How many people would you like to impact? 5, 10, 100, 1,000? Well, then that's your goal. Now, if people would like to pay you to have an impact, are you going to turn the money down? Well, you may go, well, then fine, just tithe it. Give it to somebody. Invest it. Just saying. Now, I want to show you this. This is my Gumroad page, and I got, 22 products on here. Various things. One of my books here, Writing as a Jealous Lover. This was so much fun writing. I literally personified writing as if it was talking to me and says, if you just pay attention to me, I will give you all that you want. It started acting like a jealous lover would, right? And if you ever had a jealous lover, you know they always want your attention. They always want your time, blah, blah, blah. Side Hustle Secret. This is one that I got here. I curated this actually and put it a different spin on it. This right here is so cool. Affirmations for success. I talked about them a little while ago. Now, what I'm doing is just showing you that here's some of the things that come up that you may say, well, I can build stuff like that. Well, then, yeah, let's do it. I'll show you. I'll show you all the tools. Each time I come on, I always leave a tool. I leave a tool that shows you here's what I'm using right now to do these things. It'll be a web builder, landing page builders, a learning management system. It'll be some apps that I'm using. And you can call me out on it. You can say, okay, show me how you're using that tool. That's fine. So in this one, I did this right here, like marketing school using one simple tool, and this is MailerLite because I use MailerLite for some of my other stuff. Google Forms. Here's how you use Google Forms. You want to go to the Gumroad store? Go ahead. Like I said, I wasn't going to leave a whole bunch of stuff up on screen. I think it was getting on people's nerves. Your computer can make you money. It's an affirmation. Yes, your computer can make you money. How can my computer make you money? Yeah, this still thing. Start getting on it. My wife goes nuts when I start making noises. Anyway, sorry. So look at this. Breath exercise. I had this idea that breath, and it ain't an idea. There's a lot of people that do it. That breathing. What if we took breathing as an exercise, and we just breathe in, breathe out? So I did a whole audio on this, and then So in other words, there's a lot. Now here's a real. This one's got to be updated. Get that thing out of there. And this one right here was one that I said, all you need to know about getting and keeping your job. It was just tons and tons of resources. Now I show you all this again, not to brag, but to blueprint. No bragging, only blueprinting, showing you that you too can do it, and then showing you where you can do it at. This one right here is recent. Actually, this right here. Ooh, I forgot to take this out. See how this one is, I think, on my other store, but I got rid of, in this case, I got rid of all them CDs. Nobody does CDs, so I got rid of the CDs. And this was a $297 course. This one was $99. This one was pay what you want pricing. Content into cash flow. That's a good one. I love that one. And then this is one of my recent ones that I put in here. 17 unique digital products to create and sell in 2025 and beyond. Now get this. I actually did like 77. So I did some for like 2025 and 2026, if you notice the cover. But I also did some futuristic ideas. And these were like AI ideas. In fact, I think I'm going to do that. Tomorrow's live is going to be on that. Because I actually typically from these lives, I'll leave the live. I'll take the slides and I'll say, hey, you want them? Sometimes I'll say, give me an email and I'll give them to you, because some people want this. They want to be reminded of this. They got the video, but they might say, man, give me the slides because I need to pin them things up like a calendar and turn them over every single day. But this right here, 17 unique digital products that you can create. This is some good stuff. Right? And I says, look, $4.93. People that have downloaded, nobody has returned it. Nobody has said it's no good. And then I put together 60 more. I literally came across the file. I couldn't find the file for a while because my computer had went down. I found the file and I says, this is what I'm doing. Now, when I talk about buy me a coffee, I want to show y'all this real quick. Because I talk about buy me a coffee. Let me see, where is it? And on the buy me a coffee link, I want to show y'all how that looks, because what I do is it's an opportunity. It's like, if you've ever seen Tip Jar or something like that, Tip Jar is another kind of concept, or Patreon. I've got some Patreon stuff, but I love this buy me a coffee because, well, it gives people a chance to like buy me a coffee. And I think I got rid of it. Oh, there it is over there. Let me pull this over real quick, y'all. And I want to show you buy me a coffee, the buy me a coffee link. Oh, something's going on with it. It's like it's frozen or something. Yeah, it's acting weird. Well, you know what happens when stuff acts weird on you? Is you just say, forget it. So, y'all let me know what you think. What do you think? You think that with some of these products that you see on screen, that you can start at least getting your mind around this? Can you get your mind around this stuff right here? Can you get your mind around this? That we can come up with ideas, see if they solve problems, create content around those, create digital products, put content out, because this is the whole distribution channel. Have the products. This is one of the ways by which I distribute stuff by way of coaching and consulting on these different channels. I didn't even show you the Amazon store or anything like that. Then I got people that say, hey, man, this guy is awfully cool. He's dope, blah, 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 blah. I let them brag. I do not. I just blueprint. And I did find it, y'all. So let's go to it real quick. Let me go to. So does that make sense? Does that seem like it's something that's too, I can't do that. I'm too old. I'm too, somebody told me the other day, it's technology. I said, what about technology? We're going to use technology. Yeah, we're going to use it. We're not going to let it stop us. Technology is there to do our bidding, nothing else. Now, our job is to literally take that technology and create from it. Now, again, this is what I typically do. I'll say, but it's a app. This is literally an app, y'all. So I got a whole bunch of supporters in here. They come in here and they buy me coffees all the time, all the time. I say, look, $5, right? I'm trying to get to $12,000, blah blah blah. I'm halfway, a little under halfway there. So that tells you a lot of people have bought me coffees, and I do this because I'm always giving. I give all the time. Here, take this. Here, try this. Here's a tool for you. So again, today I didn't put it up on the screen. I didn't scroll it like crazy because I typically scroll it and people's like, he's always asking for coffees. Yeah. A, because I love them. All right, I see what they're doing. Somebody's talking to me from Kick. All right. And like I say, you get a chance to come in. Now, if you want to, you can go over to my personal invite over to the community. Monetize Your Life community is where I'm dropping all kinds of stuff in the community that helps you get to that monetization level. Take your life. I show you all kind of stuff. I got videos, and then sometimes I put, free tools and all that kind of stuff. But remember, we are creating something here, and a little side hustle, right? Like I'm saying, I create this little side marriage. Don't do that, right? That's just foul. We create something that is designed to do what? That is designed to help us overcome this paycheck reality. That's what we've talked about. The paycheck reality is that a paycheck is often not enough to do the things that we want to do. So we do use tools like this, like I'm saying here, right? Buy me a coffee as a tool. I put that in the description field. You can go into, if you're on YouTube, go into the description field and just take a look at the links. Click on the links, go to the thing, check it out. I'll be your technical advisor if you need help with any of it. That's the deal. December, you can pay what you want to have me walk you through how to do this stuff, period. That's it. So today was just that, designed to say, let's be better. Let's get over the paycheck reality and the fact that our paychecks aren't enough. If you're a small business, if you're starting something, we now may say our efforts not enough. We need to do more. The Monetize Your Life guys are here to help you. Did I just talk third person? I apologize. If y'all digging the music, I got that over. I didn't put it in this episodes as a link, but it's in some of the other episodes. Go grab it. I've been talking with the owner. He seems pretty good. Seems pretty cool. If you got a tool, let me know what that is. I'll check it out. Sound good? Let's get to work. Let's go. Let's get it. There's money out there. There's money in them dark streets, and we need to go get